this tutorial we're going to look at assembly files. So to open a new assembly, click on New and in Novice, Assembly. You can also create assembly templates, which we'll talk about later. So in our assembly we'll have to first insert our first part, our first component. So if we browse, we have to look for this first. So the first component being inserted in any assembly will be fixed to that point. So keep that in mind in later assemblies. In this assembly we're going to insert our stock first. And just click anywhere in the interface and it will fix it to that point. So we're going to insert our second component now. Again we'll have to look for it, so browse. And our square steel protector now. So double click. Now this component is free to move anywhere in the assembly file. So we're going to have to set up a couple of mates to fix it to a point. So the first mate I'm going to set up is I'm going to make it coincident, make this surface here, the front of our stock, coincident with this surface here. So sometimes you're going to have to move around your objects by clicking the scroll wheel and moving your mouse to get a look at certain faces and edges. So we'll start with mate, and this is going to be a standard mate, so it's going to be coincident. So we'll select our first side and our second side, and it automatically picks up the coincident mate. So now this second component is coincident with a plane which is also coincident with this surface here. So it's coincidence with that surface there, but it's still free to move away from the part, so it's not fixed at all yet. So even though that looks like it's moved away from it, if we rotate, it's still going to be in line with it. So the second coincidence I'm going to add is we're going to make this face of the stock coincident with this face of the protector. So our mate option is still open, so we'll select this face. Now it's a bit far out, so we can zoom in and select our second face, and again that's automatically selected the coincident mate. So click the green arrow. So now we're getting there. It's a bit more stable now, but it's still not fixed. So another mate is needed, so I'm going to make one more coincident mate at the top surface of our stock with the top surface of our protector. So select the first one, zoom in, and left click the second one, and now our object should be fixed. So now it won't move. So now we're ready to bring in our third and final piece into this assembly. So we'll have to click OK in the mate option and insert components, and we have to look for this again, so browse again, and the blade this time, so we'll double click blade. Now again this is not fixed anywhere, so we're going to have to set up a number of mates. So first of all I'm going to mate it with this surface here, so we'll select mate again and the top surface and rotate, zoom in on the top surface of this blade, and now the back surface of the stock, click OK, and now finally the side surface of our blade with the surface of our cut. We're going to zoom in here now to make sure we select the right surface. So there we are. So there all points are fixed and our assembly is completed.